let's start on our backs today. So you can come into a Savasana type position. Spread out. Symmetrical, relaxed. You can either close your eyes or take a soft gaze up towards the ceiling. Begin to slow down your breath. Feeling the rib cage expand as you inhale, and then release back down towards the floor, letting go as you exhale. And you can let go of the layers of tension, anything you've been holding on to physically, mentally. Just releasing as much as you can now, and then continually inviting release. What is there to let go of now? And you're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them as it's useful for you throughout the class. And let's begin by sliding arms overhead. We'll stretch out long through arms and legs, reaching through your fingers and your toes. And then interlace your fingers, press out through your palms and flex your feet, reaching through the heels of your hands, the heels of your feet. And then release and bring your right knee to your chest. Give that knee a good squeeze in, releasing deep into your hip crease. Check that your shoulders are dropped, chin is dropped, so the back of the neck is still long. And then straighten your right leg up towards the ceiling. We'll flex and point the right foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times in both directions. And then release, bend your knee in, open your knee out to the right, and straighten part way or all the way out to the side, grounding down through the back of the left leg. And you can adjust where you're holding so it works for you, higher or lower on your leg. And then release, bend your knee, bring it across, spinal twist. And use each shape as an opportunity to explore. What do you feel here? What do you notice here? Using what you feel, what you notice to take good care of yourself as best you can. Staying in your twist, try straightening your right leg on a low diagonal, right arm on a high diagonal. Letting your fingers and toes reach away from one another. And then release, roll back onto your back, bring both knees in. Take a little circle or rock with your knees, massaging the lower back and sacrum into the floor. And then grab hold of just the left knee. Drop the right leg long. Squeeze this knee in close. And then straighten the left leg up, flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times in both directions. And then release. Bend your knee in, open your knee out to the left, and then straighten part way or all the way out to the side, grounding down through the back of your right leg. What is there to let go of here? Let's release, bend your knee, bring it across, spinal twist, first with a bent knee. And then straighten the left leg on a low diagonal, left arm on a high diagonal, a little bit more of a reach from one end to the other. And then release, roll back onto your back, bring both knees in. Take a little circle or rock. And then drop your feet to the floor. And we'll get set up for a little bit of core work. So start by drawing the belly in, pressing the lower back down from the inside. Interlace fingers behind your head. Exhale, lift, head and chest up. Inhale, release down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Let's take two more. Last one. And release down. Send your right leg up to the ceiling. Exhale, head up towards your leg. Inhale, head down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Let's take one more. And then release and switch. Left leg high. Exhale, head up. Inhale, head down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Up. And down. Let's take two more. Last one. Release and switch again. Right leg high. This time take your left arm across. Each time you exhale, reach a little further across. Let's take one more on this side. And then release and switch again. Left leg high, right arm across. Last one. And then release. Stretch along through your arms and legs, reaching through your fingers and toes. Bring your knees back in. Little circle or rock with your knees, massaging the lower back, evening out your torso. And then let's make our way up to sitting and all the way into a high push-up position. So setting hands near the front of the mat, fingers spread. Connect your head to your heels, whole body in a straight long line, feeling the strength of your underside lifting you up. Shift your weight forward to lower down, low push-up, elbows hugging the sides, and then come into your back bend. And that could be as low or high as you like, cobra or up dog. You might test the waters, maybe a little movement. Wherever you are, shoulders are down, neck is nice and long. And then back to down dog when you're ready, hips high. And take your time getting into this first down dog of class. You might pedal out your feet a little bit, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor, waking up the backs of the legs. As you settle onto 2 feet evenly, settle into the pose. Do everything you know to do. Check on the details, the things you've learned, however much or little that is. But also being curious. What are you actually noticing and feeling? Is there anything to discover here? And let's drop the knees and sink back to child's pose. Releasing hips to the heels, forehead to the floor, surrendering back into stillness. Breath deep. And just a reminder that you can rest anytime, whether you rest in this shape or a different one. When you come back to your rest, that could be a good place to come back to breath, come back to presence. With arms out in front of you, walk your hands over to the left and then pull back through your right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center and over to the other side. Pull back through your left hip, stretching left side a bit more. And then back to center. Let's lift up through table. Come back through down dog and then walk your hands and feet towards one another. We'll hang in ragdoll, feet hip width apart, parallel. You can bend your knees a little or a lot, maybe a sway or shake out. And if you need support through your arms, feel free to rest elbows on thighs or hands on ankles, finding how this works for you, how each pose works for your body right now. Let's bend the knees a little more and slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing. One vertebrae at a time, stacking up. Let's step up to the front of the mat. We'll bring hands together. Feet can be together or apart. Come into your mountain pose, Tadasana. Feel your feet into the floor, your body as long as possible. We'll take a full A-series sun salutation. Next, inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen, part way up. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. And please take the time you need for all your transitions. Here we'll take 5 breaths, whether that's in down dog or you come back to child's pose, or you might come to sitting or on your forearms or knees, really any neutral shape. More important than the shape, coming back to a quality of presence, of ease, feeling what's here, letting it be. Last deep breath in and out. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. This time from down dog, send your right leg up to the ceiling. Bend your knee to your chest and start circling this bent right knee, making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint. So go as slow as you need to. Feel what you're doing. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, send it a little higher, and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Shift your weight forward. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. And then bring it towards the center of your chest, working core strength. Extend it up and back. Big step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. And then settle into the pose. Sink low, feel what's touching the floor. Feel your breath right where you are. Looking for space and length as you inhale, grounding and ease as you exhale. Last breath here. Tip forward, standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square and with the upper body letting go like ragdoll. Reaching that back leg as straight and long and high as you can, but letting it be where it is. Doesn't need to be any higher than you can get it. Doing all that work, can you still relax your face? Slow down your breath. Last breath here. Step back, warrior one. Drop the back heel to the floor on the inside. Inhale, arms up. And then sink low. Deep bend in the front leg, straight long back leg. One more breath here. Let's release. Hands to the floor, make your way back to down dog. So that could be through a vinyasa, high to low push-up, up dog or cobra to down dog. You could also just step back or move in some other way. Feeling what you're choosing to do, using your transitions to take care of yourself in the way that that works best for you. From down dog, when you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee in and start circling. And these circles can always be done from hands and knees or from your forearms if that would work better for you. Exploring your full range. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, send it a little higher, and then left knee towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Take it across towards right upper arm. Send it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward, high lunge, and you can adjust your footing. Take the distance that feels right. Looking for space between the shoulders and the ears. One more breath here. Tip forward, standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square. What's useful to engage and what is there to let go of? Last breath. Take a big step back. Warrior one, drop the back heel. Inhale, arms up. At the very least, feeling your breath. One more breath here. Release. Make your way back to down dog. However you get there, and then settle into a good rest. So down dog is one option, not the only option. Child's pose, sitting, something else. If it's useful, close your eyes. How quickly and completely can you let go of everything we've just done? Just feeling what's right here, right now. Last deep breath in and out. Let's come back through down dog. And step or hop your feet forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's bend the knees and come into chair. Utkatasana, hips nice and low, head high, shoulders drop low, sinking down as if you're going to sit into a chair. As you do this, lengthening like your torso is being stretched. One more breath here. Release, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up, one breath. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Let's come into warrior three. So shift forward and find your balance. If you want to make this easier, you're welcome to keep the torso high and the leg low. You don't even have to have those back toes off the floor. If you do want to tip further forward, keep the torso and back leg connected so they form a straight line. If you start to lose that straight line, come back up to where you had it. Back leg straight and long, dynamic. Arms can be out in front of you, out to the side, prayer position, or on your body, feeling for your alignment. And that back foot could be flexed or pointed, what feels more fully expressed to you, reaching past the end points. Last breath here. Step back, warrior one, just one breath, inhale. Exhale, release through a vinyasa or your movement transition. Same thing other side. When you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Warrior three. So you can customize, modify, adjust each shape so it suits your needs. Most poses can be made much more challenging or less challenging. So finding some outer shape that feels right for you right now. And then the real work is how much can you feel within this shape? What are you able to notice and take in? And this does not need to be limited to what you have words for. You don't need to be an expert on anatomy or alignment. Last breath here. Step back, warrior one. Release through a vinyasa or your movement transition. And then release. Settling into a good rest, letting go of everything we've just done, everything we might do. Feeling your body where you are now. Last breath here. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, arms up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra, and back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Warrior three, one breath. Step in and then step right back to warrior one. Let's open out warrior two, shifting hips and arms to the side. Expanding from fingertip to fingertip. Deep bend in the right leg. Straight, long back leg. Let's flip the right palm to face the ceiling, reverse warrior two. And then straighten the front leg for triangle. Reach out to come down. You can bring your hand to your shin or your ankle or a block or the floor. Expanding from the center, past the tips of the fingers, past the top of the head. One more breath here. Release, hands to the floor, make your way back to down dog, however you get there. When you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Just one thing at a time. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Warrior three, one breath. Step back, warrior one. Open out, warrior two. Feeling where you are. Feeling your breath. Let's flip the left palm, reverse warrior two. Straighten the front leg, triangle. Reach out to come down. Last breath here. Release. Hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. And then settle into a good rest. Letting go. Feeling where you are. Last breath here. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, arms up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten. Again, inhale, chair. From here, we'll come into a twist. Left elbow cross to the outside of the right knee. Get it as far over as you can. Work the palms towards the center of the chest. Try and keep knees in line with one another. So if your left knee is pulling forward, draw it back. Last breath here. Back to center. Hips low, arms high. Inhale. Exhale. Same thing, other side. Last breath. Back to center, hips low, arms high. Inhale. Exhale, hands behind the back, interlace fingers. Lift your chest and then fold, wrapping arms overhead. And you can separate your feet, hip width apart or wider. Feel free to put a little bend in your knees or your elbows, or even hold something between your hands if this is too tight. Linking fingers, you could grab a strap. Let the weight of your head hang. Can you feel that heaviness dropping? And then release the arms all the way down. Let that go. Let's lower the hips. We'll come into a squat, Malasana. If your heels don't easily come to the floor, you could turn your toes out or widen your stance. And if they still don't come to the floor, it's fine to balance on the toes as long as that feels okay for your body. If it's not working for you, feel free to sit on something or slide something under the heels. We're going to open up the knees using the elbows And as best you can, roll your shoulders back and down so the chest comes through the arms. Long torso. We'll work our root lock here, Mula Bandha. Same as a Kegel exercise. As you exhale, draw the pelvic floor muscles in and up. As you inhale, release that. Exhale, engage. Inhale, release. Exhale, engage. Inhale, release. And then engage and keep holding, keep breathing, drawing in strongly through the bottom and connecting that to the top, getting as long as possible through your torso, your spine. And then release. Let's come back to a forward fold. Feet back to parallel. Let your head hang. Any arm position, any movement. And then let's take a little step back from the front of the mat and try crow, Bakasana. If you don't want to try crow today, you can either stay in your forward fold or come back to your squat. If you would like to try it, you can go as little or much into it as you are able. So hands shoulder width apart, fingers spread, knees somewhere to the upper arms, and then let it be a process of shifting weight forward. More weight in the hands, less weight in the feet. If your feet become weightless, you might lift them up. If they're not yet weightless, see if you can just be where you are. And wherever you are, can you relax your face? Can you slow down your breath? If you were in your hands, come back to your feet. Let's take stand hand if you can, one hand at a time, slides under the feet so the toes are up to the wrists. You can push into the toes, massaging the pads of the hands. And we'll make our way back to down dog. You can take crow again and work on hopping out of crow. You could just step back. You could take a regular vinyasa to get back. Just feeling whatever you're choosing to do. From down dog, right leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Let's take a twist here. Left elbow across to the outside of the right knee. Work the palms towards the center of the chest. There are many variations of this. If there's a different one you would prefer, you're welcome. You could drop the back knee and do a low lunge. You could take a different arm position. Feel what you're choosing, whatever that is. Last breath here. Let's release. Hands to the floor or blocks. Drop the back knee. If you want to pad your knee, you could roll up the side of your mat. Or if you have a blanket or cushion, you could put that under there. And again, if you have blocks, it could be useful. We're going to do a little hamstring stretch. So hips right above the back knee to start. Hands right under shoulders, as high as you need them. Inch the front foot forward and then flex the toes back. We're going in the direction of hips square. Draw that right hip back. In the direction of a flat back. It's okay if it's rounded, just go towards flat. In the direction of folding, and please listen to your hamstring when it says stop. And if any of you want to go in the direction of splits, Hanumanasana, you could slide that front foot further forward. And it's not about having it look a certain way or getting anywhere, but using these directions to meet your edge, your limits, what's possible for this body. Respecting those limits. If you did slide forward, slide your way back. Bring both hands to the inside. You can bring your blocks with you if you have them. Turn out through the right foot and then shift your weight forward, coming down into lizard pose. And that could be on the elbows or elbows on the blocks. And you might shift your weight a little more one way or another. If you do want to add a quad stretch to this, you could also bend the back leg, reach back for your foot and draw it in. If that doesn't work for you, don't do it. Don't worry about it. But do feel where you are. Let's release, make our way back to down dog, however you want to get there, using your transition to integrate what you've just done, if there's some movement that helps you do that. When you're ready, left leg sweeps up, step forward, high lunge, inhale, arms up, come into a twist here, right elbow across. If there was a different variation you took on the other side, feel free to do so again. Last breath here. Let's release. Hands to the floor or to your blocks. Drop the back knee, pat it if you like. Inch the front foot forward and then flex the toes back. Hands right under shoulders, knees under hips. Feeling what it's like to be here. If you did slide forward into splits, you might try that again. But at any moment, you can always back out a little bit. You could always go deeper. So you're listening to the real-time feedback rather than your memory of this pose or how you might think it should be, but what's really happening right now, moment by moment. Did slide forward, side your way back. Bring both hands to the inside, turn out through the left foot, and then shift your weight forward, lizard pose. You might experiment, weight a little more one way or another way. If you did add that quad stretch on the other side, you could try that again. If that part doesn't work for you, don't do it, don't worry about it. And then find your way back to down dog, however you want to get there. So you could take a vinyasa. There might be some other movement, integrating what you've done, evening out the two sides, assessing how it is now, what might still be needed. Let's come all the way through to sitting. We'll extend the legs forward. Take the flesh of the sit bones back. If you do want a little lift under the hips, feel free to add something there. We'll start with hands on the floor, sitting tall, feet flexed. If this is already a deep stretch, you may not need to go any further. If you are able to fold further, go ahead. If hands meet your feet, you can grab hold of them, using that for support. If you can't reach your feet, you can either put a strap around it or go back to hands on the floor. Each inhale, go towards length. Each exhale towards folding. As you do that, can you still drop your shoulders? Can you still relax your face? Inhale to look up. Exhale, release. Let's bring soles of the feet together. Badakanasana. You can grab your toes, your ankles with that grip, lengthen and fold. If your elbows meet your legs, you might push into them. If it works better for you to support yourself on your hands or elbows, feel free to do that. And release. Make your way back up. We're going to keep the right leg more or less where it is. Open the left leg out to the side for gate pose, Parigasana. Right arm up and over. So you can lean onto your left hand or elbow on the inside or outside of that straight leg. Try and keep your torso open to the front rather than collapsing towards the floor. As you reach your arms straight, have the palm facing down or even slightly back behind you so you're really dropping that right shoulder. And then let your head fall towards the floor and take the right arm out and down until your right shoulder pulls down, stretching right side of the neck. Press into the bottom hand to come up. You can use that hand to lift your head, staying nice and relaxed. Same thing, other side. Bringing the left arm up and over. Big side stretch, reaching out. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Let your head fall towards the floor, top arm out and down until your shoulder pulls down. And then press into the bottom hand to come up. You can use that hand to lift your head. Open both legs wide, Uppavishta Konasana, wide angle pose. Try and have your feet and knees pointing straight up. If they start falling one way or the other, keep bringing them straight up. You can use your hands on the floor behind you as support or a little lift under the hips. And then feel free to also fold forward, whatever amount. So you might meet your edge right away. Some of you might come further down, perhaps to a block or your elbows or the floor. Keep going in the direction of length, in the direction of folding. And seeing if you can relax into the shape you're in. Still using the effort that's useful. Trying to keep those feet pointing up, knees pointing up. But can you relax your shoulders? Can you relax the muscles around your eyes and mouth? Let's release. Walk your upper body back up, hands back to the floor behind you. Lean back, draw the legs in, little shake out. Let's roll onto our backs, bringing knees to chest. So take another circle, rock, releasing the sacrum, the lower back, like a little massage for that area. And then we'll drop the feet to the floor, taking a few back bends, starting with bridge. Press your feet down to lift your hips high. Interlace your fingers behind your back, shrug your shoulders underneath you. Try and have your feet hip width apart, parallel the whole time. Hips as high as you can, but let it be where it gets. You don't need to get any deeper into the pose than you're able. Can you feel what it's like to be here? Take your arms out of your way, roll down and rest. Rest until you feel like coming up again. If when you feel like coming up again, you can take bridge, what we just did, or half wheel or full wheel or any other arm or leg variation that you know or want to try. When you come up, stay as long or short as you like. Could be one breath, could be many breaths. Each time the pose feels complete, come down and rest until you feel like coming up again. And if you don't feel like coming up again, that means you're done. You can just enjoy the rest. We are moving towards the end of class, but there's plenty of time. So if you have more back bends in you, keep going. If you're finished, you can take a counter stretch, happy baby, or anything else. If you're trying happy baby, grab the soles of the feet on the inside, press the knees towards the floor. And again, stay as long or short as you like. And each time you're finished, just really listen to your body. What's needed now? What would be a good next pose? What would be a good next stretch? Is there a part of your body that could use a little extra tension or a pose you want to get in? So anything you want to wrap up with, you are welcome. If you're not needing anything, you can start getting comfortable in your symmetrical, relaxed position. If there's any adjusting to your clothing or a little self-massage that would help you release, take your time settling in. And eventually let go. Totally let go of the weight of your body into the floor. Let go of the control of your breath. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, gently waking your body up again. Let this movement increase gradually through your wrists and ankles. Eventually stretching out through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. Roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. And then use your hands to help you up to sitting. Coming into a comfortable cross-legged position, we'll bring hands together at the heart. And just take a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. You might extend that gratitude out to the people and circumstances that make it possible for you to be here. And that could extend far and wide. Maybe even sending gratitude and well wishes to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for practicing with me today. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.